When it comes to arguing with a partner, the winning move is to refuse to play. You do not win by defeating her or proving your point. You win when you realize that you can simply step off the board and avoid the fight entirely. Achieving a completely peaceful relationship of the equation, you must ruthlessly filter out partners who thrive on drama. On the right side, you must learn to completely recalibrate your vocal tone. To master that second step, grab your smartphone right now and open your voice memo app. We are going to use it for a mandatory tone audit in a few minutes. The desire to be proven right in an argument is entirely driven by your ego. Letting go of that need allows you to shift the relationship dynamic from a battlefield into an enjoyable, frictionless partnership. Step 1 is treating the early dating phase exactly like an extended job interview. If a candidate is argumentative or difficult during your very first meeting, you wish them the best in their search and end the process immediately. 90% of a peaceful relationship is determined before it even begins. It requires selecting a person who already knows how to regulate her own emotions. This checklist highlights the specific traits that disqualify a candidate. If she is addicted to drama, emotionally dysregulated, or naturally disagreeable, she will broadcast these traits early. These are physical indicators that a peaceful dynamic with her is impossible. Look at the people you are currently dating. If any of them exhibit these early conflict patterns, stop pursuing them. Let the plate fall. Step 2 requires addressing why men tolerate difficult partners in the first place. Men settle for combative behavior because they operate from a mindset of scarcity. This pipeline funnel demonstrates the mechanical fix for scarcity. Cultivating optionality and meeting multiple people gives you the leverage to walk away from drama until a genuinely peaceful match emerges at the bottom of the filter. By combining a strict upfront selection process with a steady pipeline of options, you physically remove the primary sources of relationship conflict before an argument ever has the chance to start. Step 3 moves past the selection phase and focuses squarely on your internal accountability. You have to audit your own unconscious negativity. This diagram illustrates a psychological principle called Magnify and Reflect. In a relationship dynamic, feminine communication acts as an incubator and a mirror. Whatever emotional energy you output as the sun, she will amplify and reflect back to you as the moon. Here is the first stage of the escalation cycle. If you let a microscopic hint of irritation slip into your voice, she acts as a magnifier. She takes that tiny irritation, blows it up into aggravation, and reflects it straight back at you. If you feed that aggravation back to her with your own negative response, she magnifies it again. The reflection comes back as full-blown exasperation. You are now in a massive fight, and it all started with a slight edge in your tone. You might feel the urge to argue that she shouldn't be so sensitive to minor changes in your voice, but clinging to what you think is fair is useless. Pragmatic effectiveness always beats ideological correctness. You need to do what actually works. You must practice a deep internal mindfulness. You have to detect and scrub all traces of annoyance, judgment, or contempt from your own thoughts before you even open your mouth to speak. Taking absolute control over your vocal tone starves the reflection cycle. By stripping the negative emotion from your voice, you eliminate the fuel that sparks irrational arguments. Step 4 corrects the most common mistake men make when trying to calm a situation down. You cannot simply turn into a robot. Taking all the emotion out of your voice and relying on cold logic works perfectly for de-escalating conflicts with other men. But applying that same tactic to a woman triggers severe anxiety. It makes her feel completely disconnected from you. Watch this audio visualizer. Here is the first incorrect approach. Look, let's just figure out what went wrong. That sharp irritation guarantees she will mirror your hostility. Here is the second incorrect approach, the cold logic tone. Look, let's just figure out what went wrong. That emotional void creates an instant sense of insecurity. Here is the correct solution. You must imbue your words with an undifferentiated warmth. Look, let's just figure out what went wrong together. That specific, warm tone allows you to safely deliver negative feedback, establish your boundaries, or voice a disagreement. Because the tone remains connected and warm, it does not trigger a defensive emotional response. Maintaining emotional presence during a disagreement proves you are still on her team. It removes the underlying insecurity that actually drives the conflict. The physical mechanics of an argument completely fall apart when you combine these two elements. You ruthlessly select for emotional regulation up front, and you maintain complete, non-judgmental control over your vocal warmth during disagreements. Open that voice memo app on your phone right now and hit record. I want you to say this standard corrective phrase into the microphone. I don't think that's a good idea. Let's try it this way. Now play it back and audit your own voice. Do you sound secretly annoyed? Do you sound like a cold, detached robot? Or do you sound warmly collaborative? Keep recording until you can produce that warm tone automatically. Getting this right takes practice, but the payoff is absolute peace. The greatest victory requires no battle at all.